News.
Hello, very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the CBC Evening News and our top story. The Anglican Church has identified violence among young people as an issue, and it's mobilizing resources to help address that problem. Diocesan Administrator Canon Wayne Isaacs tells CBC News the situation is engaging the attention of the youth arm of the church in particular.
Our youth ministry department, I know they are in the process of making plans to address this problem that affects the community. And so our youth director and our youth chaplain and the youth committee, they have a meeting sometime next week again to look at their plans for this year. And part of it is to address some of these issues that affect the young people of the nation and the church.
Well, Canon Isaacs also believes the Christian community in general should respond to this challenge.
What I would like to see that the Christian community as a body and not just one denomination come to address the problem. I think it's important that we work together as the Christian community to address these issues. But I think given the fact that we are the largest religious body, I suspect people will look to us to play a greater role in addressing these issues. So we have to accept the fact that people will expect more of us than, say, the smaller bodies.
And Canon Isaacs was speaking in a wide-ranging interview which included outlining the process of electing a new Anglican bishop, which will unfold over the next few months. And you can hear the full interview during CBC's radio program In the Spotlight, which airs tomorrow morning at 9:30 on 94.7 and at 10:30 on Q100.7 FM. Well, the man held in connection with the robbery of Minister of Foreign Affairs Maxine McLean last month has been remanded to Dodds Prison. 30-year-old Ansley Lamar Worrell of Woodbourne Park, St. Philip, appeared in the District A Magistrates Court this morning. Worrell pleaded guilty to the robbery and assault charges and was remanded to prison until April the 6th, pending a pre-sentencing report. He faced additional charges of 2 counts of making off without payment, 1 count of theft of a number plate, and 1 count of unlawful possession of cannabis. And he was further remanded to reappear in the District C and District B Magistrates Courts, respectively, next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, on the other offences. Well, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Harcourt Husbands, believes that the role of technology in the classroom cannot be ignored. He says that students should not be placed at a disadvantage as technology is used across the globe. And he was speaking at an Activate Talks session at United Nations House.
28% of grade 6
in this country growing up without access to all of the features of modern life that other young people around the world are being exposed to, and that is their reality. So the best method is to outline a series of standards in that policy that we expect schools, and before we get to schools, parents to adopt in the management of the use of technology and social media.
Mr. Husbands also disclosed that the Ministry of Education is adopting non-conventional methods to address violence in schools. One effort involves tweaking the educational system from the nursery level.
We have gone back to the nursery level and started to rebuild the education system from the bottom up. We have put in and we are continuing to roll out several new nursery schools. But not only new buildings, but we have made sure that the teachers in these schools are specifically and highly trained in early childhood education.
International artists are being paid twice as much in royalties as Barbadian entertainers. And word of this from the CEO of COSCAP, Erica Smith, as she revealed that more than $5 million in royalties was paid out to international record labels over the past 4 years.
Between 2012 and 2016, we distributed
to all categories of local members, a total of approximately Barbados $1.9 million. But we exported to sister organizations and record labels worldwide approximately $5.49 million during the same period.
She says that COSCAP's membership stands at just under 1,400 people, and there's been continued interest, particularly from young people. But she says that only a small percentage are women.
The numbers of females in the local music industry remains relatively small. Yes, we can all name female performers, but in fact, when we examine COSCAP's membership, females represent approximately 18% of total membership. And regrettably, very few are producers, music publishers, or musicians. If the development of the local music industry represents an opportunity to generate employment and revenue, then we need to ensure maximum participation by all in all areas of the industry.
I will take a short break here and come back with more news. Stay with us. Well, over $200 million owed to the University of the West Indies by regional governments will be paid in the next 2 months. And this is according to Vice Chancellor of the region's leading university, Sir Hilary Beckles, as the Cayfield campus in particular struggles to get back on its feet. During a meeting of the campus council, he also revealed that enrollment numbers as they currently stand cannot be accepted as the norm. We get more in this report from Kareem Smith.
The fall-off in numbers at the University of the West Indies Cayfield campus, according to Sir Hilary, is largely responsible for the sharp decline in the Barbadian economy. Enrollment now stands at just over 5,000. That's 40% less than in 2014 when Barbadians weren't paying their own tuition. At that point, over 8,000 students made up the population. Sir Hilary says the current situation is far from ideal and is negatively affecting the country's economic development.
If we settle down with this norm, that there are 500 students in Barbados at Cayfield, and that's a norm, we will never accept that as a norm. That is not a norm. That's a broken position. That's a broken position, and a retreat, it cannot be the norm. It will not serve the country. It will not serve the Caribbean region to have 5,000 students as a norm.
An area of concern for some time has also been the debt owed to all three campuses, which currently stands at $275 million. Sir Hilary says the university is relying on recent promises by CARICOM governments to repay all in 2 months' time.
Prime Minister Harris of St. Kitts and Nevis has been mandated by the heads of government to carry out shuttle diplomacy, to move from country to country as Prime Minister, meet with all the Prime Ministers, and to work through a win-win strategy where those resources can be made available to the university for its transformation. Those resources can be made available for its transformation for the 21st century, while being cognizant of the very narrow fiscal space available to each country.
Meanwhile, principal of the Cayfield campus, Professor Eudine Bartow, says despite declining numbers, the quality of education offered at the campus has not wavered.
We have right within our backyards persons sort of suggesting that the degrees are suspect in some. We never lower the standards of admission, and we never lower the standards of examination. When students come to Cayfield, whether they come from Ellerslie, my school, or they come from Harrison College, they sit the same examination.
She says the university is poised for significant development. This includes transformation to a smart campus, revitalization of science and technology faculties, the opening of an agro-business science plant, and significant expansions of Chinese programs. Kareem Smith, CBC News.
And the sports news is up next with Damian Best. Stay with us.